Listen up, this is a story with a shocking twist. The yellow cat silently filled his glass, sighed and said thank you, then drank it all in one go, face full of disappointment, blood dripping from his hand. He quietly left, leaving only old Liu and the dazed Liu Xiaoyi, who was silently praying, hope Chen Yong changes his mind, because if I lose this job, I'm toast. With a heavy heart, he picked up his clothes, feeling utterly defeated and helpless. Old Liu stood up as well, glancing back one last time, perhaps holding on to a shred of hope. However, that was merely endless hope. In the twinkling of an eye, another year had silently slipped away. Chen Yong successfully reinvented himself, from snake oil salesman to clothing factory boss, ready to shop with clients. Suddenly, a woman blocked his path, and Old Liu's performance was not up to par, appearing somewhat flustered. His wife came for meds, but Zhang Changlin hiked the price to 20,000, and patients disappeared. The community hadn't seen the trace of generic drugs in a very long time, yet a change had occurred. The client was pushing hard, and Chen Yong was in a panic, but all he could do was leave his number with the security guard and drive off. Upon seeing his friend in the back seat, Chen Yong felt a tumultuous mix of emotions and thoughts swirling within him. After a tiring business gathering, he couldn't shake off those words and started searching online when he got home. The warrant for Zhang Changlin was already active. Looks like the sister-in-law was right after all. Old Liu slowly woke from his daze, and upon seeing Chen Yong, it was as if he had instantaneously seen the glimmer of dawn. His eyes were firmly glued to him without letting go. He wanted to offer Chen Yong an orange, but the doctor was ready to do a debridement surgery. As the door shut, the doctor opened the window, and the heartbreaking wails from the room made Chen Yong's heart ache. Looking at Old Liu's wife, who seemed numb, deep despair reflected in her eyes. He sought out Old Liu to gather meds for Liu, but Chen Yong had already lost his agency rights. Desperate, he could only go to India, but before leaving, the doctor issued a critical notice. Even if Chen Yong brought back the meds, it would probably be too late. Old Liu knew his time was short. Perhaps to not burden his family, he chose to end his life in the bathroom. By the time Chen Yong returned to Shanghai, all that was left of Old Liu was a black and white photo. To make amends, he pulled out an envelope, but Old Liu's wife didn't even raise her head. Chen Yong knew that no words could make a difference, so he silently turned to leave. Just as he opened the door, he found the group leaders glaring at him, the corridor packed with people. These people had benefited from Old Liu coming to pay their respects, and Chen Yong could only keep his head down and move quick. He dared not look up for fear of seeing eyes filled with resentment. At the end of the corridor sat Yellow Hair on the stairs. Yellow Hair kept provoking, making eye contact with Chen Yong, as if reminiscing Old Liu's words, "Eat more oranges." After returning from Old Liu, he headed straight to the slaughterhouse. Yellow Hair looked up and said, "I want to bring you back to life. Come help me." Yellow Hair no longer trusted Chen Yong and turned to leave, but there was still a crowd of loyal supporters left. Chen Yong couldn't worry too much and declared, "Starting next week, we're back to selling meds. But I can only guarantee that our regulars will get their meds, SHHH. Let's keep it down, okay? I don't want to end up in jail." "What's the price?" 500. Just needs to be shipped back from India. Chen Yong loaded the car alone, only to find Yellow Hair blocking his way, momentarily stunning him. He stepped forward, took the medicine box from Chen Yong, and they exchanged not a single word. The two began to quietly carry things. Drinking water became the best conversation starter. They talked a lot, though it was trivial. It was profoundly deep. Chen Yong's price of 500 seemed to compensate for all his past mistakes. As generic drugs resurfaced in the market, the police launched a large-scale investigation. The leukemia patients were densely gathered, yet they were all tight-lipped, as if their mouths had been sealed. Faced with this crowd, Cao Bing felt powerless and could only turn and leave, as his superiors told him to drop out of the investigation. "I'm begging you, stop chasing this down." "All right then. How about I just quote you 4,000 per bottle, and I assure you I can get it. I've had family go through this. Now we finally got affordable medicine. You insist this is fake medicine, so is it fake or not? Don't we all know? That medicine costs only 500 a bottle. The drug dealers aren't even making a profit. Nobody wants illness in their family. Even if you could guarantee you won't get sick, heaven can't even help you. I don't want to perish. I merely wish to live. After saying this, the old lady held Calbing's hand, tears streaming down her cheeks, making one's heart ache deeply. Click subscribe for more thrilling stories.